Coming up on today's FNN, we head downtown to march with members of the EK community.
Plus, a look at senior traditions that many hope come to EK.
And we have the latest from spring sports. Stay tuned for all that and more, because FNN starts now. Happy Friday, Falcons. I'm Taya Moore.
And I'm Erin Tyler.
Early last month, the 25th annual Unity in the Community March to honor Cesar Chavez was held to celebrate what would have been his 98th birthday. FNN reporter Diara Gangaja attended the event and explored its significance.
Cesar Chavez, a Mexican-American civil rights activist and labor leader, has been honored with an annual march in Grand Rapids since 2000. The march is held to celebrate Hispanic culture as well as his legacy of social justice, unity, and empowerment for marginalized communities. East Kenwood's Latin Student Association and other students took part in the march, and I spoke with KPS's Superintendent Kevin Polston about why student participation matters.
Our students and families don't exist in just a small ecosystem of Kentwood. It's a broader regional ecosystem. And so being a part of this event allows our students, our staff, our families to have exposure, have relationships with those beyond just our Kentwood community for the opportunities, the services, the excitement that has to do with all of West Michigan.
Students currently enrolled in AP Spanish were a large group who attended the march. Frances Sani described why she loves the Spanish language and how it has made her feel more connected to her Hispanic and Latin peers.
I think it's a beautiful language, and I also think so many of my neighbors, classmates, friends, people that I'm around, the language is a part of their culture. It's important to them. And in order to connect to these people, I thought that it would be best to learn their language.
At a time when immigration law has been turned on its head, political tensions were felt in the crowd. LSA member Sofia Cervantes Herrera elaborates.
In our government, they're trying to take away people's rights, not just Hispanics, but other marginalized groups, and it's really important to come together and to show that we're still here, we're not going anywhere.
Solidarity is important in any social justice movement, and when we stand alongside our peers and support one another, we are unstoppable. In downtown Grand Rapids, I'm Diara Gangaja.
Be on the lookout for signups next year if attending the march is something you'd be interested in.
With seniors having only a few more weeks until the big day, one of the more stressful parts of graduation season is here: college choices and financial aid. FNN's Mariah Frierson reports on the grueling process of college decisions in receiving financial aid.
What are your plans after high school? That's the question many seniors are still grappling. Seniors are bombarded by college emails, acceptances, and denials, all just making the process seem more overwhelming. However, EK students have someone to talk to about those troubles. Ms. Martins, EK's college advisors, discuss why financial aid is so important and how stressful the process of choosing a college can be for seniors.
Hi, I'm Allison Martin, and I am the college advisor here at EK. It's a really stressful process to go through for sure, because it can be hard figuring out where you want to apply in the first place, and then it's another thing completely to get accepted or potentially get denied. It also doesn't help with financial aid. That's for sure a huge factor in a lot of students' decisions, because you can get accepted to a school, but they can still have you paying $10,000 or more, which often isn't feasible for students. So the FAFSA definitely helps a lot of students with getting A loans and B grants. Some really great programs the state of Michigan offers too, just by filling out your FAFSA. The Michigan Achievement Scholarship, which is $5,000, and the Community College Guarantee, which now allows students to go to community college for free. I think it's going to be a lot easier and a lot better for students.
To make this process easier, Ms. Martins encourages students to come to her for college advice and to complete the FAFSA for the upcoming school year. For students who have parents who went to college, the college decision process can be easier. Chase Stansel talks about his experience with having additional support from his family throughout his college decision process.
The way that my parents have helped me through this college experience, since they've already went to GVSU and I've been at GVSU, it's really helped because they already know their way around the school and how to interact with different things and how to get started. It's been really helpful because it's taking a whole lot of money out of my tuition, and it's making the next few years a lot smoother than it could have been.
Though Chase has the support of his relatives, he still has the same similar struggles that first-generation students will also face. Without family guidance, first-generation students can find it harder to make a final decision on where to go. Ari Browley foresees struggles she will face as a first-generation student.
As a first-generational student, I foresee struggling with planning for college really, because I don't really have my close family to go to and ask them what should I prepare for, what might I face going into college. I also will probably struggle with finances. I know books can be really expensive and traveling around campus can get expensive.
Students will go through many hurdles throughout their educational journey, but there are many resources you can access to make this process easier. For college advice and financial aid decision, please talk to Ms. Martins or stop by the guidance counselor's office. At EK, I'm Mariah Frierson.
Remember, seniors, pursuing a higher education is a privilege that many people do not have. So give it your best and good luck on this journey.
As our seniors' time here at EK slowly comes to a close, some are seeing senior traditions on social media that they hope will eventually make their way to EK. FNN's reporter Nemo Clay and Gabby Rodriguez went on a road trip to check out a pair of OK Red schools to learn about the unique traditions that their seniors are allowed to do.
At EK, seniors have plenty of traditions, but there are some traditions that other schools take part in that have not made their way to EK.
At Rockford High School, one of the most popular traditions seniors get to do is paint their parking spaces, as Grayson Williams and Tegan Padilla explain.
So it's changed a little bit in the past couple of years. We had to apply if we wanted a spot, and then they would raffle off names, and then if you got pulled for a name, you would go down and pick the spot you wanted, and then they would just continue doing that until all the spots were picked out.
I was really excited to get a spot because ever since I was a freshman, it's been something I've been looking forward to. You could just kind of, at least for me, I was just kind of thinking throughout the years, oh, this is something that all the seniors do. I really want to be a part of it. So I was really excited to be selected.
When I was thinking of what I wanted my spot to be, I thought of what was big for me. And over the summer, I was really big into beach volleyball. And so that is kind of what was the inspiration for mine. And so I did 2 palm trees and the Life is Good dog because I like that saying and I just like that whole company. And so I found something that tied them together and found something online and I chalked it out and then I painted it and liked how it turned out.
At Granville High School, seniors are given extra perks such as the ability to leave during lunch. Lena Wynn and Jacoby Sword believe that the ability to leave for lunch helps seniors with their mental health during the school year.
Well, we're given a 30-minute time period to go out and then come back for lunch. And so we always have a timer set and we normally just walk in at 32. And I feel 30 minutes is enough time to go out, get something, and then just come back. So I feel the time management isn't really a problem.
I think it does. I get to step off campus for 30 minutes, whether I want to actually use that and go and get lunch, or I can just use it and go and get a walk, and that just allows me to mentally reset myself and come into school, the latter half of school, and just have a positive attitude and be ready to work again.
Seniors this year at EK may not enjoy these traditions yet. The hope is that in future years, EK will also have painted parking spaces and be able to leave at lunch.
Senior traditions are some of the best memories that can be made, and groups such as Student Council have been working hard to try and bring some new and exciting senior traditions here to EK.
And that wraps up your news this week, Falcons.
Now let's send it over to Erica Large for your EK Sports Report.
What's up, Falcons? It's your girl Erica, and this is your EK Sports Report. The weather is great, and spring sports are in full swing. Let's get it started at Pat Pat. Girls soccer has been off to a great start to the season. Leading into a recent showdown against Rockford, the Falcons came in with 3 wins, 2 draws, and 0 losses. Early on, it was advantage Rockford, following a pair of early goals. EK did their best to push the ball down the field to leading scorer Ella Zorhoff, but Rockford's backline held strong. It was a close game up until the final few minutes when the Falcons surrendered a trio of quick goals for a final score of 5-0, giving the Falcons their first loss. But the team has bounced back big with back-to-back wins, including a 3-0 shutout over West Ottawa on Tuesday. From Pat to Falcon Stadium, where the boys and girls track and field has been stacking wins. The girls dominated Rockford and Hudsonville this week with the 4x1 team of Alana Bracey, Alana Bailey, Jada Pace, and Logan Richardson, setting a new PR of 48-33. Over on the boys' side, where Michigan commitment Malachi Mosley has the fastest 400 in the state at 47.80, and freshman Demani Roberts is third with 48.63. Defending state champion pole vaulter Reese Emiat is on his way to defending his title, as he currently has the highest jump in the state. Emiat says that winning the state championship last season prepares him for even bigger stages and possibly beating the school record.
I think winning state championship really gave me kind of the tools to know how to win and how to win at a big stage. And it showed me how to handle pressure and gave me more experience to be able to win on that stage and even bigger stages.
Well, that does it for today's Sports Report. We'll be back next week. Now let's flip it back to the desk.
Thanks, Erica. That does it for today's show, Falcons. We'll be back next Friday with more, but until then, make sure to follow us on Instagram and subscribe to Falcon News Network on YouTube, where you can catch sports live streams, previous episodes, and other great content.
Plus, check the posters around the school to tune into our radio station and check out our Spotify podcasting channel.
Have a good week, you guys.